sadly not a big box of Whizzicom. Hello and welcome back to Dozzy's Television Workshop, where today we've got an episode of Somebody Sent Me Something. This wonderful box of delights has come from my good friend Andy, who saw this on holiday, paid nothing for it, I hope, because it's not an item that's very revered. Let's get into it. Right, a bit of unboxage required. Unfortunately, I know what's in here, but hey, I shall give the illusion of suspense. Now, my friend Andy went on holiday and yeah, saw this and said, look, it's not a lot of money, I quite like the look of it, can you get it to work? So it followed him home, and then it's gone in the post and it's arrived here. Right, sorry camera 6, we're going to lose you. Oh God, loads of bubble wrap, oh dear. Right, okay, let me just sling all this over there. That's made a mess of my workshop, hasn't it? Just feel the quality of these bookshelf speakers. These weigh not a fat lot. Lovely. We shall put those to one side and probably test those separately. There's a pair at least. Yes, very plush. Have you guessed the manufacturer yet? I'll give you some clue, look. Quality was completely absent when they made this. And oh, the main event. Oh, I should have put the top down camera on. It's not too late while we've got in there. Yes, there we go. Let's just widen it out as far as it'll go. Right, look at this delightful thing in here. Hotline support. It's got a hotline support. Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness, it's got 3 discs. It's an Amstrad sort of vertical CD player thing. Now, B&O did this sort of thing, didn't they? And this is obviously where the design was cued from. But the B&O one picks a disc up and moves it. This has actually got 3 different mechanisms in it. I have to say, I wasn't really expecting that. Those lenses look in horrible condition. Right. Bit of wire in lieu of having a proper FM aerial. And, good God, a compliant plug. Wonders will never cease. Right, let's put that down there and get rid of this box. Ah, yeah. What a thing of beauty. What have we got? Eject, 1, 2, 3. Standby button. We've got a flap under here. Deals with the radio and the volume. Very nice. Right. Shall we plug it in and see if it does anything? Oh, I've got a flashing clock. Down here at the bottom, we've got a red LED lit by the standby there. Switch it on. And precisely nothing happens. Utterly dead, other than having a clock and, yeah. Timer illuminates when I push the timer button. I'm going to reset the time. Press and hold timer maybe? Nope. Oh, there we go. We can set the time. Okay. Has that helped? Not at all. So presumably, yeah, right, I have no clue where to start, I will be honest, but I'm going to start by switching the light on and contemplating my life choices. Right, I can't even tell you what model number it is because the rating plate on the back here has fell off. Got to have a power supply problem of some description. My goodness, they went to town with the screws. This calls for Dozzy's favourite screwdriver to get at the recessed ones at least. Oh my goodness, they're all over the bottom as well. And an electric one to get these other ones out a bit quick. Right, let's have a go at that first. That nice reassuring crack, that means probably nobody's been in here before. I'm going to leave these screws here in the bottom because, let's just start that camera going. Mr. Tricky, I'm going to leave these screws in the bottom here because I suspect they hold the mains transformer in, and actually the back will retain the mains transformer as it comes out. I suppose we better have those screws out of that TOS port there. Oh, which is going to fall in. Oh. Yeah, all right. Let's see how far we can get. Those screws there probably need to come out of our socketry. So I'll just pull that out with my hand. No. Requires further unscrewage. Oh, I don't think that's going to be so bad after all. Right, what do we got on this side? Same again. Oh, we got headphone socket down here. How very exciting for personal listening. Right. Well, they didn't skimp on the screws. I am just going to take the knot out of that because I suspect it'll want to pull through there. Could be wrong. Take the knot out of that end as well. No expense spared because there was no expense. Perhaps I'm being very harsh. Poor old Mr. Sugar. Oh. I mean, you've got to give him something, you know. There's a bit of plagiarising somebody else's innovation here and trying to do it on the cheap. That doesn't want to come out. That doesn't want to come out either. Okay. Right, what do we reckon? Oh. Blimey, more screws underneath here. Couple of recessed ones in the bottom. And these have, looks to be an M3 thread on them. Is that going to help it yield? Are there hidden screws under the feet? Only one way to find out. I doubt it, to be honest, or there could be. They're about the right distance apart, aren't they? Come on, out you come. Thwarted by a rubber foot, maybe? Come on out. And there is no screw under there whatsoever. Right. What's going on then? Oh, okay. So, oh yeah, something's been unpleasant in there. Ooh, don't break it. This is going to be a struggle. Oh, that's holding that in. So by the look of it, just staring down through the gap, which you probably can't see, we've got a power supply transformer is exactly right in the back here, and we've got the power amplifier actually secured in here, which is why I'm doing those speaker screws. Didn't really help much. But what's holding that bottom on? Let's just put it on its side again. Do I just have to be brutal? Or am I missing something fundamental here? Is there anything on the front anywhere? Nope. I think I might just have to be brutal. Well, we're getting some movement there now. You can see down in there, you can see that we've got a mains transformer, bridge rectifier, capacitors, and there's the power amp down there. All the control business is on this board up here. So yeah. There does appear to be something under those feet, which is bizarre. Because I can't see anything. Do you know what it is? Look, there's a little screw in there, hiding. Right, first time. M3 again. Yes, they were liberal with the glue as well as the screws by the look of it. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, what a thing of beauty and a joy forever. And my goodness, things have been hot in here. Okay, I've just disconnected. That's phono in, went up here. We've got a power supply connector there feeding some of the power supply. We've got a red and a black lead there feeding another part of the power supply, and there's also a ground wire there. I expect that's for RF type business. And here's our FM VHF aerial, and look at the state of that. Oh dear, where'd you even start? Oh, there's a resistor over here that's black and crusty. A couple of transistors. Yeah, let's see if we can get this board out and find out what's going on. I shall just zoom in so we can sort of do a quick inspection of this PCB, and you'll notice this area here, that's been rather warm, to say the least. Around that transistor, this diode and resistor here. I'm also noticing these two power resistors over here. Looking a bit flaky, But this one here has got a brown splodge on it, which would sort of indicate it might have gone open. So quite how we're going to lift this out, I'm not sure, but we'll have a go. Okay. Right, screws out. It's sort of a more domed affair than the ones that hold the back in, and not as shiny. Oh, I don't know. So I don't even know what the model number is, do we? How am I going to title this video? Perhaps a Google image search will help. This is obviously the servos here for the 3-disc player, as I would imagine. I wonder if they've done some multiplexing trick, because I can only see one control IC. And I bet what they've done is they've switched them, because you're only ever going to have one playing, aren't you? Also, if you have a look on this section of the board, again you can see that glue that they've used to stick things down with, that's gone brown and conductive and foul. Right, let's zoom back out again, because you didn't hear what I just said, which was about this control PCB up here. 3 servo amplifiers, but only 1 control chip. And I wonder if they've multiplexed between the 3 CD players, because only one's ever in use at any one time. Makes it a bit cheaper than bolting 3 CD players in, doesn't it? Good lord, look at the size of the belts. Oh, they're very slack. They appear to open the doors. We shall attend to those later. I'm just going to liberate this ribbon connector here and see what the horrors lie beneath. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. It's been warm for sure, but doesn't look frosty at all. I wonder what that bit of solder's doing left on there, look. Good lord. That's actually been there since the day it was made, I should imagine. These are looking horribly dry jointed. Look at that. Right, whilst I am in here, I'm just going to solder up that defective looking joints on that transistor there. I think that's near those 2 resistors that have been, if not hot, I mean they will have been hot, they're watty types. Interesting little bodge wire on there, look. Right. The tuner, by the way, this is not glue, this is wax, because of all the air-spaced coils that are just sort of thrown together. Once they set it up, used to pour wax on them in the factory. Very popular in the 70s. This is clearly not 70s, but have we actually got a date on anything? Oh, we have, I think. Or maybe not. 99. Perhaps. Mitsumi Toshiba. Yeah, 1999. Yeah, well, it was never made to last, was it? Now, what's going on over here? I think I'm just going to check. I can imagine this being part of the power supply switch, maybe. Over here. And maybe this lot over here. It really is going to be a lot of guesswork. Okay. Right. Those look to me to be 4.7 ohms, so let's just check those before we go anywhere. You won't be able to see the meter, will you? I shall put it there, look. We shall all crane our necks on it, looking sideways together. 5.1, close enough for government work. This one, 5.4, close enough for government work. So I'm suspecting this bit over here because it's all baked and horrible. So what have we got? We've got a diode, we've got a resistor that's very badly charred in the middle. R331, I think. What's that reading? It's orange something, and it's nearly 330 ohms, so it's probably all right. I don't know what that diode is. Looks a bit 1N41480, but it could well be a Zener, couldn't it? It's still a diode. So what does that transistor read like? Is it still transisting? Oh, is he fitted? Okay, we've got one pin towards the front. So it's these three here. I'm on diode check there, so we should have two diode junctions somewhere. No, no, yes, and yes. It doesn't read quite right. Okay, let's desolder that and stick it on the AliExpress component checker for a change. See what it tells us about it. Yeah, it's ready to go. Just waiting for the desoldering gun to warm up. In fact, while I'm waiting for it to warm up, we'll add some fresh solder because it always helps. Beautiful. There we go. Right. I shall get the AliExpress tester and hook it up. So have a look, see what it is before we go mad. It is a S something. S0050. Not got a clue what that is. Might even be a little FET, in which case it shouldn't have been reading anything like the way it was. S0050. How strange. Right. Testing. It is a NPN transistor. So, well, that's all still working. Fair enough. I shall pop him back in. His legs feel very brittle. I should avoid treating him roughly. Right, that's poking through the board nicely. The other bit I didn't like the look of was around the bottom of this choke. we've got the dreaded glue on there, and it looks to be a little bit corroded around the bottom, which is sort of one of the side effects of that glue. It sort of becomes hygroscopic and makes a mess. So you'd think we'd have continuity across here. And we've got megohms. Now that isn't right. Okay, let's fetch him out. Where is he? He's right by IC2, whatever IC2 is. Hopefully, it's all scuffed and damaged. Right, where are you? You're over here. Interestingly, it does look to be coming from the power supply and going to whatever that thing is. Right by this bodge wire. There it is, it's out. See if there are any markings on it at all. I doubt there are. Very corroded and unpleasant. I can only see a copper wire trying to attach to one leg. Oh, I can see the other one. Are they both still connected? Where my little tweezers go? There they are. Okay. I think so. Let's just see if we can't tin him up a little bit and see if it's got any continuity. I might just be able to hook on the end of it actually. Let's try with the AliExpress. Hook right on the end where fresh solder was applied, or heat was applied just before I took it off. Test, and we have got, well, it's a 2.1 millihenry inductor still. Fair enough. It's doing quite well so far, aren't we, other than the fact that we haven't found a fault. Except for it doesn't work. Right, let's just attempt to solder this lot back in. That appears to be back in circuit. I'll just check for continuity there. Okay. Yep. Okay. Right. What are these transistors labelled up as over here? Again, it's all a bit horrible. Oh, it's a tip 31 and a tip 31. Break any technology, new ground of technology with this, did they? I bet those are some sort of power supply regulator though. So I think it's time. I'm just going to pop a couple of screws back in this sort of main board. Just hold it in place. We'll plug it back up. I'll have a little measure about on a few connectors to see if anything's happening. Now we know the microcontroller's working, for the front panel at least, because we can set the clock. And we've got Oh, we've got a display and we can set the clock. So we have some activity there. But we don't know if this main board, which is where I suspect all the action happens, is enabling anything else. Okay, that's disappointing. The red and black one went in there. One thing I haven't done is just have a look at that. That appears to be mostly power amplifier in there. There's only one fuse in it as well, so I don't think it's going to be that. The phono input, I think we can leave out for a minute, can't we? What's that? That's the output to the power amplifier, which is, I think, in there. I'm going to leave that one out. Interestingly, they've screened the output to the power amplifier, but not to the phono input. Okay. These are ordinary tactile switches. This lead that connects the switch panel goes all the way down here, yeah, and disappears into this front control panel, sort of as we'd expect. Right, plugging in, we've got the red light on again. And we still have zero action whatsoever. We've got that. It's an infrared detector. Where did that come from? Oh, I reckon that was probably in that little hole there. Probably something to do with telling us the door's open. Could be a remote control that we haven't got. Oh! It says 87.5 on it. It's gone off. It's come on. I wonder if this is just bad switches. Right, how do we change to CD? How do we get it to come on again? 87.5. And we've got a green light rather than the red one. Right, how do we go to CD? CD? Oh, sounds of life. No. As suspected, that belt is slipping so badly we can't open the doors. Okay, not an electronic problem at all, really. I think we've got a mechanical problem with that switch, which I will... Oh, we've got action on the CD player then. It did try and spin up. It now tells us there's no disc. Yeah, right, let's see if we can't find a couple of belts to go in that huge... Alright, cool your beans. To replace that large belt on the board, the back of this board, underneath the board, on the doors is the word I'm looking for. We'll go from there, right. Let's have that back out the way again. Unplug the amplifier again. Right, what do we got? They are gargantuan belts. And how am I meant to change them? Oh, they've got absolutely no elasticity at all. I'm going to have to take this entire shaft out, aren't I? How on earth am I meant to do that? Oh, it's in two halves, I think. That pulley is halfway up. So if I can get that one off and sort of take that shaft out that way, or that one out that way a little bit, I reckon I can sneak those past the gap that'll be formed by the pulley. Who stopped and why? Oh, your battery's flat. Let's stop and sort the camera out. Well, I've zoomed in a bit so you can see these are the two belts we've got to replace. This is the shaft we've got to remove here. And I'm thinking, that looks like it'll pull out of there. But there's circlips on it. Okay. Well, we can probably deal with those by the usual method of putting a screwdriver or a pair of pliers on them, and they'll fly off into hyperspace, never to be seen again. Yeah, okay. Let's try and get something on them. Oh, nearly. Go on. You know you want to. There it goes. That was good. One E-clip. I'm just going to switch the desoldering tool off because it makes horrible noise. Oh, that's better. A piece has broken it. Oh yes, look. Now I've got some movement on here. But sadly, it's not coming apart, is it? Oh, what have I done? Yes, that has come out a little bit. If I can get that one to go the same amount, we should be in business. Have they actually thought about the service personnel when they put it together? I doubt it, but it saved them a bob in labour when they made the thing. That'll be what it's about. Okay. Two circlips. Push that out of there. Okay, well, not quite optimal, but not far off. You can see that's absolutely shot, that one. And that one as well. Very unpleasantly shaped. Right. Bear with me one moment while I go and rake through the vast quantity of belts and see what I've got that's that huge. Quite frankly, I've surprised myself. Those look just the job in the belt box. So, yeah, the first thing to do, of course, is to get them round past the shaft on the main pulley here, which might be a little bit easier said than done. I'm not going to stab them with the tweezers. I'm just going to push them down through. I'll just give you a little zoom in. So with the sort of curved edge of the tweezer, one. Where's the other one? There is just enough room here. And there is two. I'll pop the shaft back into position. Which might be easier said than done. Let's just rock it back and forward a little bit. Of course it has to be timed up, won't it? But I haven't moved anything without the other end going, and the two intersections are locked with a sort of D shape like you get on a volume control knob, so I shouldn't have disturbed the timing, especially as this end is disengaged actually. So does it just need a little encouragement? Yep. Alright, so it's that way up. Gravity's going to want to push it that way. So let's get these two belts sort of in their respective positions. And then this shaft has got to come down a little bit. Not quite that far. Not quite that far at all. There we go. So I can get a circlip on there and a circlip in that groove there. Let's do that before we go any further. because obviously we don't want gravity pushing the bar down too far, where it sort of disengages from everything. Oops. Where's that one in place? There we go. Yeah, we're in good shape now. I wonder if they were a bit worried about that working up. Hence that was on the inside. In fact, if it's on the inside, it can't move either way, can it? So I'm going to go with that. Just hope the timing of the top and bottom is all right. Otherwise, it's going to try and open the doors at a sort of sideways, and that will be not so good. Right. Is this deformed? Nope. Oh, I hate circlips. I know any second now it's going to shoot off across the workshop. Oh no, bingo. I was going to say at 1,000,000 miles an hour, never to be seen again, but we're done. Excellent. Now, just to manipulate these belts in place, could be a little bit interesting. Oh, my idler pulleys fell off. Just held in place by the belts when it's running, I think. And it's come off again. Right, you can wait there for a moment. These belts are so thick, I'm struggling to get them under the pulley. There we go. Right, idler. Oh, I'm going to need to do the other one first, aren't I? Yep. Okay, you come that way. You go in there. Idler has fallen off again. Where are you this time? Slippery little fella. Come here. I got it. Right. And there. Goes around there, over the idler, onto the pulley that's driven by the gear that's on the motor there. Hey. Do you know what? I don't think these are going to cut the mustard either. I think these might be a bit too long. Let's plug it in and try it. What's the worst that can happen? We can find some shorter ones, I've no doubt. Just a little bit concerned about. I mean, they were shorter than those two. Just shows how those have stretched, maybe. Right, pop that in there. Pop that one in there. That plug can go back in there. Power supply's in place. Those two I'm not really worried about just yet. Right, plugging in. We have a red light. We still have a red light. We had a green light. We've got a green light. Hey! Would you look at that? You're not getting the whole effect, Mr. Camera down here. Let's put you up a little bit. What an outstanding piece of tap that is. I love it. Okay, right. I think the next thing to do is maybe put a disc in it and see if we get any life. There is some sort of optical detector on that transmitter on that side, so I'm wondering if it does. Oh, maybe you can wave at it and it opens by magic. I doubt that. I'm just going to power that back down again. Let me reinstall that sensor and see if it does something magical. Yeah, that just snicks in like that. Can you see what I'm doing up there? You can't. Let's have a little zoom out. Wrong way. There we are. There's a little infrared detector on a PCB that's come adrift. It's now back in its home. I suspect it was when we took this out. Oh, it could just be for remote control. I don't know. But here there is an LED of some description, and here there is a sensor. You know, surely not, but hey. There we go. We've got a green light go. Can we just do something flash? Go CD. That's all discs, but can we? No, we can't. We've got to push the button. Does it? No. Even so, for a piece of rubbish, this is a good little fix so far, isn't it? Right, next step. I'm going to need a CD, and that means only one thing: possible copyright infringement. I shall plug an artist while I'm here, and I shall get some of their music, which is, I know it will create a copyright strike, so you won't be hearing much of it, but it'll give them a plug, won't it? Right, bear with me just one moment. Right, here we have the wonderful Sunday Club's Technostalgia album from Technostalgic Tunes. If you ever wonder who does the music at the end, it was Sunday Club. And Colin, who's featured on this channel before, who I found out the other day isn't a subscriber. I hope you are now, Colin. So we'll put this in and we'll see if it reads the table of contents. I haven't connected the amplifier, nor have we connected any speakers. But yeah, I think this is Warner Chapel. This always flags up as, so we shall avoid a strike. I must say, the lenses on this unit don't look in tip-top condition. So there we go. Select, open. Oops, open. There we are. I shall pop in a CD. See if it. Well, it tried. So I'm going to look at 3. So I'm going to another look at 1. It is 1 we want. No, is it? 11 tracks. Play. Track 1. And it's playing. Can we get to track 11? Oh, it's searching nice and quickly. And it's playing track 11. Always a good thing when you're looking at a CD player is how fast it'll track through. You can also listen for skips and jumps, etc. But if it generally searches very quickly and reads the table of contents very quickly, and you'll also get used to the noise it makes when it's reading that sort of as the servos get right. You can almost tune them by ear. In fact, I used to work with a guy called Darren. Hello, Darren. Who that's all he ever did was tune them by ear. He had that finer sense. That he was a clever bloke. Right, that appears to be working. Let's try disc 2. Number 1's going back. I will clean the lenses before we let Andy have it back. No disc. Alright, so number 2 is not reading. Okay. Try popping it in 3. Maybe you need 1 and 2 populated for it to ever get to CD3. CD3, no disk. Okay, all is not lost. We'll open the magic doors, kill the power, and we shall clean those lenses up. So it is not recommended, I've said it before, I'll say it again, don't use IPA. Just breathe on them slightly with a cotton wool bud. It's all you need. Be nice if I had some cotton wool buds, wouldn't it really? Where have they gone? As this is looking particularly dusty and horrible, I've been and borrowed some green window cleaner. This is Mr. Muscle's Platinum window cleaner. And you can see these lenses. I hope it comes out on camera. Let's have a little zoom in. There we go. We can see number 2 quite well there. You see the lens has got a blueness to it. And it's a plastic lens. We've got to be just a little bit careful not to abrade it. There we go. And IPA, you can do some damage to the plastic. So don't. You see it's on a voice coil and rubber suspension, etc. So it's moving around quite happily. Don't poke it too hard. You don't need to go mad with it. Just a quick swab. Right, I shall choose disc 3 and we'll see what happens. We need to change this push button or something. Here we go. Yes, we have success. 11 tracks read. Doesn't sound so happy, that one. Oh, it's picked up very quickly indeed. And it's found and playing track 11 very, very quickly indeed. Ah! Get out of it. Let us try disc 2. No, still nothing from disc 2. Let's give it another clean. I shall be back in a moment. Well, after a little bit of a vigorous cleaning, CD2 appears to be working beautifully. So the next thing to do, I think, is to sort of get it back into a position where we can connect the amplifier up and actually see if we've got anything coming out of the power amp. So I'm just going to pull the plug there, and yeah, the power amp is the bottom connector. The top one goes to those phono plugs at the back. So I'm just sneak that in there. I'm going to sort of gently lean it backwards. Don't like that much. That might be alright. And find the workshop speaker leads, which are always a quandary. And every time I do this, I say, what we need to do here is to label them. I think that's 1. Yep, that's good. Okay, we'll just connect that up. Right, I have speakers attached. We have power applied. I'm just going to turn the light down, because I wonder if that's affecting whatever sensor we've got in there. Stranger things have happened. Still got to deal with this awful push button. There we go. I have an awful noise of AM radio out of one channel. Right. Right, I shall give you a brief blast of the Sunday Club, and then we shall have to switch it off. Am I turning the volume up? I am. And it's in stereo. How very wonderful. Let's just quickly dash to track 11 and check it's not skipping. Doesn't sound totally awful. I dread to think what those nasty speakers that came with it are like, but hey. Right, I've got one last thing to solve, and that is I've noticed that not only is that button a bit squiffy, but one of the buttons down here, I can only select, when I went onto FM long wave and medium wave, I was only able to select medium wave, and then it went on to aux. That's long wave. Yeah, that's aux. Oh no, there we go. Tuning, wonder how we do that. No, like that. Quick, turn it off before we get a copyright strike. Brilliant. I think what's needed is a little squib of Overjoyful on there. Well, let's just try. Have we got anything magic that opens the door? Perhaps we could wave a disc at it. Because there is definitely an infrared emitter on that side. No! Oh my goodness. Oh, now I am slightly impressed. So if you get a reflective disc, i.e. the shiny side, no way. Oh dear, Mr. Sugar, you've excelled yourself, sir. Where did they get such... Oh, look at that. I did wonder why that sensor was in there. I presumed remote control. I presumed wrongly. That is quite something else. Take my hat off to you, sir. Right. I'm just going to try a squib of deoxit on that switch, and if that doesn't work, I shall take it out and replace it. Because I think I've got some. Oh, it's very small though. Let's get a squib of deoxit in there and see if that helps. It sometimes does and it sometimes doesn't. It's got one or two choices, isn't it? The rest of the buttons seem to work all right, but of course that's the one that will have had all the use over the years. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, that does feel better. Yeah, it's clicking almost every time now. Right, let's put a bit of power back on. Oh, there it goes. It's better than it was. And you know what? It's going to be a very inexpensive repair to a very inexpensive unit, so it's not getting a new switch. Well, that's it. All I've got to do now is button it back up. brilliant. Absolutely bloody brilliant. Oh, there you have it. Quite a simple repair, really, to this Amstrad CD vertical thing, to which the model number we don't know. And I've just Googled it, and yeah, it doesn't appear to be on there on Google at all. So I don't know. I seem to remember seeing them in the shops at the time, but no, no model number. There we go. If you know, tell me in the comments down below. I mean, it's got to be worth it just for this feature alone, hasn't it? I mean, brilliant. Just take my money. Take my money. It doesn't sound too bad. It's no audiophile piece of kit. The only problem with it is the supplied speakers are absolute garbage. They sound like the flimsy wooden boxes they are. So, yeah. Just take my money. There you go. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, do all that usual rubbish. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, there's a link down below. And I'll see you very soon here on Doz's Television Workshop. Cheers now. Bye. I've got to do it again. It's magic.
Thank you.